All right, I'm going to take you behind the scenes on our third deal of 24 and show you once again why we have the best system in the game. I mean, I say it, I mean it, and I actually show it. The proof is in the numbers. The numbers always tell the whole story, and it's 24, and it's with the current interest rates. A lot of people are saying, hey, your system only works in low interest rate environment. Absolutely false. I am doing it. A lot of clients are using it, utilizing it, and producing insane results. So I'm going to show you our deal. Now you can see the before walkthrough video, the after walkthrough video, and the most exciting part, at least for me, is the actual numbers behind it. So I'm going to show you everything from start to finish. Again, go through the video so you're familiar with the house. I'll probably put them in the link in the comments, so just so you see them. But look at this. So the date we closed at March 18th, very, very recent, right now in 24. It was out there for everyone to grab. Nobody wants it. People see these ugly, ugly houses, and even the professionals that are full-time, they're like, I don't want to touch it. Well, I see it. I get excited. I know my box, so I'm not afraid, and I go get them. So the purchase price, including closing, 217,000 and change. Now, using the best, again, system in the game and knowing your box, knowing your numbers, I am taking a loan on the front end at 240,000. What does that mean? It means a cash back at close. We're getting paid to buy. Absolutely insane, and I'll show you why it is the best system. So we're getting paid 22,124. The reason, here's the actual settlement statement. Due to buyer, meaning we're paying 27,124. The reason it's 5,000 higher than what I have here, it is my earnest money. You have to put 5 grand to non-refundable earnest to hold the deal. So when you subtract it, the actual cash back is $22,000 to get it. No other system like it. Now, the completion date was May 10th. Insane. So 53 days. We did 53 days from purchase date to completion date. So again, having your team and everything else in order adds to it. It was a little bit faster. Normally I'm 60 to 70 days. So everything just went right. This one had a nice roof. Didn't have to change the roof. AC. There was a lot of things that cabinets were decent. So saved us time, and it saved us a little bit of money. Now the rehab, 55,000. I could have done it as low as 40,000. The reason I go 55, I want it to be headache free for as long as possible. If we can get 3-5 years of headache free, that would be amazing. So I go in and I front load the cost, front load the expenses. So I spent 55, utilities, miscellaneous, holding for a few. So out of pocket, so you're spending 60,700, but when you're getting back 22,124, you're really only spending 38,575. Now, I could have gotten that number lower, but I'm okay. My rule of thumb is I always aim for about 40,000 out of pocket per house, and I'd like to make about 1,000 cash flow on that 40, and then of course have my equity and all the other ways of making money. And the reason, one of the other reasons this is the best system in the game, and I'll show you in the numbers, we're minimizing the out-of-pocket, maximizing the return on equity, and maximizing the cash on cash. So out-of-pocket is this. Now the ARV, and that's a low ARV. I came in at 355,000. Again, it's a nice new product. You can't get anything like it. If I had to list it on the retail market, I bet I can get more, but we'll take it, whatever. We're not selling. Buy and hold. Again, always resist the temptation to sell and flip. Flipping is a job. It's not attractive. Just like everything else, you have a job. High tax, it's a job. Then you have to do it all over again. Hold the asset if you want infinite returns and infinite wealth. So ARV 355, equity minus cash in pocket 76,424. Not bad for 53 days holding it, right? And running everything else. So if you know your numbers, know your box, you can do this over and over and over again. Now, the return on equity is 198%. So again, one of the 3 ways why we're the best system is maximizing the return on equity, 198%. Really good. Now, rent to date was 514. Again, I know my box, I know the area, and I know how fast I can rent these houses. So from purchase to rent, it's 57 days. Absolutely insane. Now the rent is 2750, but remember, they pay in advance and the mortgage is paid in arrears. So technically, I could apply this towards my out of pocket. It's going to reduce it. It's going to inflate the numbers higher. I'm not doing it, but theoretically, I can get this over 200% if I did that. Still amazing. Right now, interest only is 1,600, tax and insurance 190. So cash flow 960. Now we're going to do this for a few months, and then we're going to DSCR refi it. Current rates, I'm doing a few right now, 7.5%. So we could totally pencil on in 7-8% rates, even 8.25%, and still produce incredible results. So for anyone doubting the system or thinking, hey, you need 3% rates, absolutely false. You can do it. But again, make sure your bankability is on point. If you're struggling with bad credit, no credit, you're going to be handicapped and the system's not going to work. You're just going to be flipping or making it work on hard money, which is fine, but it's definitely not ideal. If you want infinite wealth and everything else, you need bankability. Can't do it without it. So 57 days rent now, 960. So the annualized is 11,520. Cash on cash return is just under 30%. Incredible. So we're maximizing cash on cash, 30%. We're maximizing return on equity. And the third thing we did is we minimize our out-of-pocket expense. We're only out of pocket into this deal for 38,575. And even when we go out and refi this at DSCR, typically what I do, I'm not going to come anything out of pocket. It's just going to inflate the balance probably by 10 grand. So instead of owing 240, I'll probably owe 250. Cash flow is going to squeeze down to probably about 800, 825. Still amazing. Again, that's in a few months once we get it seasoned. Again, 30%, 198, and minimizing your out of pocket right here at 38. Now I'm going to show you why is it infinite wealth. Well, we're going to assume this is Phoenix. Phoenix is very hot. Real estate market is just hot in general all over, right? Unless you pick some random spot. If you, as a general rule, real estate's going up. So I'm only going to assume 5.5% annual appreciation, which is very, very low. So after 1, 2, 3, so assuming we hold this asset, which we will, just 5-year hold, just the fair market value of this asset is going to go from 355 to 463,000, and that's just 5.5%. Insane. So assuming no principal pay down by then, which is not going to be true, but whatever, we're just going to make the assumption 240. So you're going to have equity on the low end of 223,970. Now imagine if it was 10% or 7% or 8%, that number is just going to go up like a rocket ship. So infinite wealth. And the cash flow on top of that, 57,000, almost $60,000 in cash flow. So you're looking at close to $300,000 on nothing, on 38 grand. Now, if you want down the line, you can cash out, refi, and pull that money out. It typically doesn't pencil because it's very expensive, and loans are always front loaded, so you're paying the most of the interest in the beginning and the least of the principal, and then it reverses. So if you have to do it, you can. You have the option. So that's why there's 7 different ways of making money in real estate. So this is our system. It is the best system in the game. So let's compare it to the traditional method. I'm going to go 2 methods. One is 25% down, and one is all cash. So with 25% down, you will do same deal, assuming you found it, right? You're going to do 25% down. Rehab, we're going to hold everything the same, 60 grand and 25. Now your total out of pocket is going to be 115,168 versus 38. So the savings, $76,000, and there's nothing wrong with doing 25% down. If you have infinite money or you're just looking to do one house, you just save some money, and that's fine. You want to do one house a year or every 2 years, it works. But look at the savings, 300% better on the cash out of pocket with our system versus 25% down. Now the loan, interest only 7.5, nice cash flow, assuming the same rent, you're looking at $1,538 a month. And your cash on cash is 16%. Now that's not bad. It beats risk-free. Risk-free is about 5%, give or take. It's between 4.5, 5.5, but we'll call it 5. And you're doing 16%. Insane, still amazing. Now, but ours is 30%. a lot better, almost 100% better. And the return on equity, you're looking at 66% versus 198%. Still, this option works fine if you're looking for a house. Ours is just better, and I show you why, mathematically, why it is better, right? So this is a 25, all cash. Let's say you're my savers. You're like, I don't like loans. Loans are evil, and I won't pay cash. Fine. You have to have a lot of cash to scale your real estate portfolio. Almost mathematically impossible. You're going to run out of cash. But let's say you do. So purchase price, everything else the same. You're going to be out of pocket $278,575, same rent, tax and insurance $190. So you're looking at $2,500 a month with 30 grand. Not bad. Cash on cash return is 11%. Still, you're doubling risk-free. Return on equity is going to be minimal, and your numbers are, as you can see, 16% versus 25%. Down, or we are at 29.86 cash on cash using our method. So 3 times better. And as you can see, leverage in real estate is good. So remember, debt is an amazing tool when you're buying self-compounding cash flowing assets like real estate. Don't buy your Lambos or your vacations on this. That's just bad liabilities. Liabilities, I have no issues with you paying in cash, but for self-compounding cash flowing residential real estate, use properly structured debt, and that's going to be your fastest way to grow. So remember, buy and hold your assets. Hopefully you can implement this system into your own strategy, and let's make this year the best year yet.